Wow, I have never seen such marketing for a film in recent memory. I don't know, it's just me, but for the past few months, every time I've been going to the theater, I keep seeing the trailer for this movie so many times to the point that it was starting to actually get sickening. This and Twisters. Now, having actually seen the movie, let's get into it and like to see if the marketing of this film was actually justified.
I need Nasty Mike, bad boy. I got this. What you don't do?
Bad Boys Ride or Die. After the late former captain is framed, Miami's finest try to clear his name only to end up on the run themselves. So the slap controversy aside, I really did like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence too as well in this movie. Both of them have great chemistry, which is no surprise. They've been doing this for a long time, but it really does give a lot of heart to the film. And like I said, slap controversy aside, watching this, it reminds me of why people love Will Smith so much. It's hard to imagine that now in light of all the controversy he's been in with him, both himself, his own actions, and his family. But he's very charismatic in this film. It has a wide range of emotions, from funny to serious to determined to being vulnerable. And when watching that and seeing all that, I was like, yeah, I do remember why I used to like Will Smith and why everyone likes Will Smith. And it makes me feel bad for him. I hope maybe he gets better or something. But he was good in this film, him and Martin Lawrence, and it does a lot for this film. I gotta give him credit for that. Another thing I liked about the film too was like the character arc. Specifically, I'm talking about the character of Armando in this film, who is supposed to be Will Smith's bastard son in the movie, who's led a life of crime. He's a very cold-blooded criminal and murderer. But the whole film revolves around him trying to redeem himself and even debating if he can be redeemed. Maybe like this life of crime is all that he knows and all that he can be. And it's a simple story. It's nothing crazy, but it is engaging, and I thought it was executed well. And it does give the film a little bit of an emotional depth. And if it weren't for that, the film would have nothing. So I gotta give props to that as well. But the biggest strength of this film, hands down, was the overall direction and mise-en-scène. Filmmakers Arby and Fallah really directed the hell out of this movie. It was crazy. These guys are new auteurs on the scene, and it's crazy to think that they're coming from Bad Boys Legacy sequels. Their use of colors and playful cinematography in combination with how they use special effects, it really is a very kinetic and maximalist way of filmmaking, and it's a very unique visual language to them. There's no film like it, and I gotta give massive props or respect to that. I think these guys are very talented, and I think they're real places. I would love to see them make a film that maybe has a more original and better script, because their direction and their visual way of storytelling, especially storytelling in action, it's very awesome and fresh. But besides that, yeah, I thought the script was very generic and uninspired. I've seen the story dozens of times before, and on a narrative screenplay level, the film doesn't really do anything new or fresh for me, so I was just kind of zoning out a lot in the movie. Also, the comedy is okay, I guess. It got a few chuckles out of me here and there, but it just wasn't as funny as I thought. And part of that maybe was me seeing the trailer so many times, because there's a lot of like comedy bits in the trailer that it's like most of the comedy in the film. So when it shows up in the film, I was just very numb to it at that point, and I was just out of it when these scenes popped up. And maybe that's not fair. Maybe I shouldn't, be harsh on the film for that, but it is what it is. Those are just my honest feelings. I didn't think the film was that funny. And so, I would say that this film, because it really isn't uh, doing anything new or engaging on that level, that you could probably skip this film and not miss anything much. And as a result, I was going to give this film 2.5 stars, but something in me tells me that that's wrong and unfair. And the reason being is because of the filmmakers, Arby and Falah. They really elevated this film visually, and there's so much visual talent on display here that giving a mediocre score feels like a crime. But because of them, because of their very brand new style of directing, I thought was really well done, I am going to bump up the score a little bit and give this film 3 stars out of 5. It's not great, but it's certainly not mediocre.
These dirty cops attacked our families. We're not losing today. Oh, city, city, bang, bang, motherfucker!
Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments if you plan on watching this movie in the theaters this weekend. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you next time.